Hey broskies, it's Zona, and recently I saw Inside Out 2, and it was a masterpiece. And then I found this comment, Zona, can you make human versions of Inside Out 2 characters? And I thought, hey, that's a great idea. So welcome to me drawing Inside Out 2 characters as humans. Grab your emotions and let's get started. First up is the emotion anxiety. In Inside Out 2, Riley is 13 and is about to enter high school. She and her friends are invited to an ice hockey camp, where a popular hockey player she really looks up to resides. After some renovations are done at headquarters, when Riley's puberty alarm goes off, anxiety shows up, as well as 3 other emotions, embarrassment, ennui, and envy. Anxiety shows up like a ball of energy, very eager to meet everyone and help, but later on, it becomes apparent that the other main 5 are not a fan of anxiety's ideas and the way she goes about situations, especially Joy. In this movie, Riley has a new part of her mind called her sense of self, with memories and feelings that form Riley's own beliefs. And Joy only wants Riley to retain her positive memories, so therefore she believes anxiety is having a bad impact on Riley, and they kind of fight over the controls, until suddenly, anxiety has enough and the 4 new emotions literally trap the others in a bottle, which was crazy. It is not something I was expecting. Also, bottling up your emotions? Very clever. Anyways, the others are taken away and thrown into a memory vault, and anxiety is shown to be the new leader, along with the help of the other emotions. Anxiety then discards the positive sense of self into the back of Riley's mind, then uses negative memories to create a new, anxiety-based sense of self. Since Riley learned her friends are moving away, anxiety constantly worries about Riley's future, terrified of judgment and Riley being alone, always jumping to the worst possible conclusions if something were not to go as planned. So she continues to push Riley to try to fit in and befriends the older kids who are popular and cool, while treating her old friends badly in the process. The main 5 emotions struggle and eventually escape the memory vault, and they make it to the back of Riley's mind and get Riley's old sense of self from a pile of discarded bad memories, also causing an avalanche with the bad memories as their only means to get back to headquarters, making those bad memories flowing back to Riley. Anxiety had no idea she had just created a new sense of self built off of insecurities and doubt, making anxiety freak out while controlling Riley during her hockey game, which is super important, causing Riley to accidentally hurt Grace, which gets her sent to the penalty box, where she then suffers a panic attack. The old emotions finally show up, and Joy convinces Anxiety that she doesn't need to change Riley. The old sense of self is put back in place, but the panic attack continues. Joy realizes this whole time she's been trying to control who Riley is too, and realizes it isn't right, removing the old sense of self and allowing a brand new one to form from both positive and negative memories. Riley luckily calms down, reunites with her old friends, and everyone hugs. Yay! I loved every second of this movie, and Anxiety was done brilliantly. I gotta admit, when I saw the trailer, at first I was afraid they wouldn't take Anxiety seriously and just make her a goofy and quirky emotion just to be trendy, but Anxiety was written so well. I loved how much of an impact Anxiety had on Riley, cause it was super accurate. As someone who honestly struggles a lot with anxiety and tends to overthink things, I felt it. And I'm sure a lot of the audience felt the same watching this movie. I couldn't have been happier with how they did this character. Pixar W. I really enjoy Anxiety's character design. Her crazed yet tired eyes resemble how truly exhausting anxiety can be, and her hair sticks up straight but then frizzes out. Like she's doing her best to keep it together, but in actuality, she's stressed out. And her nervous, wacky smile looks like she's trying to convince herself she's fine, even though she feels like she's gonna explode. That's what I get from this design anyway. For her human design, of course I wanted to keep the same energy, so she has the same poofed out ponytail, along with messy yet stylish bangs. She's wearing a baggy cropped version of her original sweater, as well as a scrunchie in her ponytail. Clearly, Anxiety cares deeply about what others think about Riley in the movie, constantly afraid of judgment, so as a human, she'd definitely try to fit in somehow, like wearing more trendy, stylish clothing, even if it isn't her preferred style, because what matters most to her is fitting in and standing out as less as possible. I feel like Anxiety would have freckles, so I gave her those, along with a pair of glasses. She really strikes me as a nerdy bookworm type of gal, so she's hiding a book behind her. I'd imagine she would love reading, but doesn't want people to know, since she feels it might be seen as lame. And as someone with so much anxiety, reading books could help soothe her anxiety as well. Keeping that in mind, she definitely wants something to fidget with to calm her nerves, so I included some silly bands on her wrist that she can fiddle with when nervous. I turned her pants into a pair of cross-strap overall shorts, paired with knee socks, as again, this is seen as more fashionable and trendy. She has the classic holding it together expression, paired with bags under her eyes, since her original eyes look very exhausted. Here is my human anxiety. I think she turned out super cute. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Now, before we continue, this video is sponsored by Milanote. Milanote is a versatile, free program that's perfect for planning and organizing your creative projects. It works on both computers and mobile devices. And today I'll show you how I used Milanote to organize my upcoming clothing brand, Cakebite. This is something I've been working on for the past couple of months, and I think you guys will definitely find this interesting, so watch until the end. So with the help of Milanote's tools, I was able to create this neatly organized board for Cakebite. Honestly, Milanote has been a game changer for me. I'm typically a very unorganized person. Like, just to give you an example of how bad it was, see this nice board? Before all of this, my ideas were scattered across random Google documents, buried folders on my computer, and even Discord messages. Yeah, it was bad, but not anymore. Like I said, total game changer. Check this out. I got my to-do list right here. It's basically everything I have to do before I launch my brand. One of my favorite features has got to be the columns tool, because it's a great way to nest boards and cards into different sections. Like for example, when I was creating a logo, I had to decide between different designs. Concept 1 had more of a cute and bubbly vibe, while the other one had a cute and modern look to it. I also played around with different designs, like this cake eye thing. Ultimately, if we go to my final logos page, I put a star on the ones I liked the most, which ended up being the ones with the more simple look to it. Lastly, here are my current clothing designs. For the boba girl, I have the sketch, line art, the final designs, as well as shirt colors, the color codes used, a little money sheet, and alternative color schemes. I did the same thing with the coffee duo design. And for my last design on here, right now I only have the sketch, but whatever I plan on doing will be updated on here. Overall, Milanote has been pretty easy to use, and speaking of easy, if you want to quickly make a board, they also got these really cool templates you can choose from, whether you want to make a mood board to get your ideas down, or choose from the numerous other templates to fit your needs. But yeah, I think you guys will really like these when they come out, and I'm glad I was able to easily put all of these ideas onto an organized board. So if you have any creative projects, definitely check out Milanote for free, link in the description below. Thanks to Milanote for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into it. Next up, we've got envy. Envy is another one of the 4 new emotions from Inside Out 2. Envy basically represents Riley's desires, and her job is supposed to help Riley figure out what she wants in life. As shown in the scene where Riley sees a girl's red hair, and Envy clearly is very envious of that hairstyle, and also when she admires Disgust's hair. Other notable examples are her expressing satisfaction when gaining approval from those she admires, and of course her wishing she was as tall as everyone else, having to literally climb on the control panel. Girl, I feel you. Sometimes I gotta climb the counters. Before all of this, I actually thought envy was the same as jealousy, but it's not. Like many emotions, envy can be both positive and negative. Always wishing for more can be a very positive thing, as when you want something you don't have, it often encourages you to work hard to reach your goals to get what you want, but on the other hand, envy can definitely backfire, as it can cause you to feel discontent with what you currently have, or feel resentful towards someone for having what you don't have. Envy also really looks up to anxiety, acting as her little sidekick throughout the whole movie, which is adorable. Her appearance is very unique from the rest of the cast, being way smaller and having a very childlike appearance and personality. And her eyes sparkle up when she sees something she really likes, which is so cute. Originally though, Envy was completely different and not so cute. This was her original design, or his. I don't know. A tall, pointy green man that looks like a hybrid of Phineas and the Grinch. It's pretty clear from looking at this design they intended to portray envy as more of a negative and nasty emotion at first, but scrapped it. I mean, that design would probably work more for jealousy. I'm glad they scrapped it because I think her new design fits so well. Envy is always reaching for what piques her interests and gets very overly excited when she becomes curious and sees something she wants, and she also pouts when she doesn't get what she wants. So yeah, she's basically resembling a little kid who really wants everything she sees, like a toddler in the candy store. And that's exactly what I went for when making her human design. As a human, of course she'd be a little kid. I could totally imagine Envy being that one kid that goes up to you like, "Got any games on your phone?" Or bugging her parents for the newest iPad, or a candy she really wants. I drew her in this overly enthusiastic pose, like she just saw something super cool. She has a similar hairstyle to her emotion self, but a bit more stylized with little pigtails up top and extra hair accessories. Also, in the book Go to Sleep Anxiety, she is shown in a pink gown and hair curlers, so I know she likes to dress up a little. If she's ever taken shopping, you definitely gotta watch your cart because she's putting everything in there. I turned her lavender polka dot dress into a cute colored shirt t-shirt with lace on the sleeves and a pink bow tie, followed by a light pink skirt. She's wearing magenta leggings like the original and is in her socks, cause if kids have the option, they just won't wear shoes. One of the most notable features of her design is for sure her big sparkly eyes when she's captivated by something she likes, so I was sure to keep those big shiny eyes in my design as well. And she has freckles, cause freckle supremacy. Around her are little bubbles of stuff she dreams about wanting, just regular stuff kids would want, like a pet kitty, ice cream, some trendy clothes they saw at school. I love how my human version of Envy turned out. She is so adorable, and I hope you think so too. Lastly is the emotion embarrassment. Like the other new emotions, embarrassment shows up shortly after Riley's puberty alarm goes off, touching the control panel when Riley does something cringe and makes her realize she just embarrassed herself. His job is to let Riley know when she does something socially inappropriate or unacceptable, similar to disgust in some ways. Personality-wise, embarrassment is an extremely awkward, shy, and reserved character, not speaking at all throughout the entire movie up until the very end of the film. He also gets secondhand embarrassment, which I find funny, sometimes smashing his face on the control panel when he cringes. Joy greets him by attempting a cool styled handshake, only for him to mess it up and get extremely flustered in the process, pulling his hoodie strings to hide his face and throwing himself to the floor as an attempt to hide himself. Though honestly, every time he does this, it backfires, cause what the explosion sound effect. Anyways, while embarrassment doesn't make eye contact or attempt conversation with the other emotions, he still plays his role, as well as some other very specific roles, like rounding up the main 5 emotions to trap them in the bottle. Embarrassment is a bit more different from the other new emotions though. Despite being on their side, embarrassment is the first new emotion in the group to notice what anxiety is doing is wrong, with him later on in the movie deciding to actually help Sadness when she sneaks back into headquarters by hiding her and making sure she doesn't get caught by the others while she tries to fix things. He for sure stands out from the rest of the characters since his stature is so large, which is clever because in embarrassing situations, the humiliation feels so big and intense that you just want to crawl into a hole and never be seen again. But all you can do is accept what you did is cringe and die a little inside. When drawing him as a human, I kept his outfit relatively the same. His hoodie is very plain and doesn't stand out at all, which is perfect for embarrassment because he wouldn't want to draw any more attention to himself. I changed his purple pants into blue jeans, also including rips and tears in them, cause let's be real, with how many times he falls to his knees from embarrassment, those jeans are gonna have some wear and tear. I drew the drawstrings on his hoodie with some added wear and tear on them as well, cause aside from pulling on them, I imagine him fidgeting with his hoodie strings frequently as well, as a way to like comfort himself. He has pink scruffy hair and bandages on his face, since he seems like a really clumsy guy who would fall all the time and also throw himself to the ground. Also, he seems like he'd be an easy target for bullies. This is really random, but embarrassment strikes me as a cat person. I don't know why. As a character who is so quiet and reserved, he just seems like he'd be the type to feed strays when walking home from school, so I gave him a pet cat on his shoulder, and he's looking at it very happily. Here is human embarrassment. I think he's adorable and needs to be protected at all costs, and his cat. Hey broskies, thanks so much for watching. I forgot to say, what do you think their names would be as humans? Leave your name suggestions below. Also, let me know your favorite Inside Out character in the comments. Now I was actually thinking of doing another Inside Out video where I design emotions that haven't been added to the films yet, so if you want to see that, definitely leave a like and I might consider. Okay, bye!